Welcome to our channel History Saga. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel to make us reach to the maximum of people and enlighten them on history-related topics on regular basis. Today in this video we will learn about 7 wonders of ancient world. So let's start without further delay. The Great Pyramid of Giza. The Pyramid of Giza was built about 2600 BC in Egypt. The Great Pyramid at Giza is both the oldest ancient wonder on the list and the only one still standing today. It was built as a mausoleum for the ancient Egyptian pharaoh Khufu nearly 4,600 years ago and was the world's tallest structure until Lincoln Cathedral's central tower was completed in England in 1311. The Great Pyramid was 481 feet tall when it was first completed, but today, due to the loss of some of its stones, it stands 455 feet high. The interior of the pyramid contains a system of passageways leading to a grand gallery that travels up towards a room with an empty sarcophagus, often called the King's Chamber. Hanging Gardens of Babylon. According to legend, the 6th century BC Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar II had a colossal maze of waterfalls and dense vegetation incorporated into his palace for his wife, Amidis of Media, who missed her lush homeland in Persia. However, archaeologists still debate whether the garden really existed. The approach to the garden sloped like a hillside and the several parts of the structure rose from one another tier on tier. The appearance of the whole resembled that of a theater. It is believed that the gardens were actually constructed at Nineveh, near modern-day Mosul in northern Iraq. Temple of Artemis. This was built around 550 BC by Croesus, a king of Lydia in modern-day Turkey. Built to honor Artemis, the Greek goddess of the hunt, this temple was said to have housed many works of art. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus was praised by ancient writers for its beauty. A smaller temple to Artemis, a goddess associated with animals and hunting, was previously existed at Ephesus, but Croesus, who had recently conquered the area, greatly enlarged it. It was set ablaze around 356 BC supposedly by a man named Herostratus who sought fame. In AD 262 the temple was damaged by an earthquake and plundered by the Goths, a group of Germanic people who likely originated in Scandinavia. Whatever was left of the temple appears to have been abandoned or destroyed around the 5th century AD, as Christian writers mention the end of the temple around that time. Statue of Zeus. Statue of Zeus was built around 450 BC. The seated figure of Greece's chief Olympic deity was 40 feet. Made largely of ivory, it was constructed by the sculptor Phidias. It showed Zeus seated but almost touching the roof with his head, thus making the impression that if Zeus arose and stood erect he would unroof the temple. The Roman Emperor Caligula tried to steal it around AD 40. Caligula ordered that the statue of Zeus, and other famous statues of gods, should be brought from Greece, in order to remove their heads and put his Caligula's own in their place. However, Caligula was assassinated before his orders were carried out. It isn't clear exactly when the statue was destroyed. Ancient records show that in the 5th century AD, Christianity was the official religion of the Roman Empire and traditional Greco-Roman beliefs were being persecuted. It's possible that it was destroyed around this time. Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. It was built in 4th century BC in Turkey. It was built for Mausolus, a satrap of Caria in northern Anatolia who died in 353 BC. The Roman writer Pliny wrote that the building came about because a team of the finest sculptors at that time. The building was 140 feet tall and had a pyramid-shaped base with 63 columns at the top. Remains of the mausoleum are still visible today, but they lie in ruins. The passage of time and reuse of stone for other buildings have gradually caused the mausoleum to fall apart. Colossus of Rhodes. The Colossus of Rhodes, an immense statue depicting the Greek sun god Helios, was constructed on Rhodes, an island off the coast of modern-day Turkey, around 280 BC. The statue itself may have been about 110 feet tall and may have stood on a 3-tiered column that was about 50 feet tall. While some modern-day artistic depictions imagine the statue straddling the harbor of Rhodes. It collapsed during an earthquake in 226 BC. Nothing remains of the Colossus today, and the exact location and height of the Colossus are subjects of debate among scholars. Lighthouse of Alexandria. It was built on the orders of Pharaoh Ptolemy II Philadelphus, who reigned from around 285 to 246 BC. The Lighthouse of Alexandria guided mariners into Alexandria in Egypt and was one of the largest ports in the ancient world. It was built on the island of Pharos, located at the entrance to Alexandria's harbor. The lighthouse had a mirror that reflected sun rays during the day, and a fire was set at night and at other times when it was necessary. Estimates for the lighthouse's height vary, but it may have been around 400 feet tall. The lighthouse was in use throughout the Middle Ages, but it collapsed in the mid-14th century. Damage from earthquakes and coastal erosion contributed to its collapse. Today, what's left of the lighthouse, along with a sizable portion of ancient Alexandria, lie underwater. Remains of the lighthouse were discovered by archaeologists in 1994, and studies of them are ongoing.